Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to my show today. I've got a story that might just shift how you see those tiny things in your kitchen. Yep, I'm talking about salt. Not the salt for rinsing fish or sprinkling on sticky rice with mango, but the salt so many of us fear, boiling veggies without a pinch, eating plain porridge like it's dishwater, all because they say salt's the silent killer. But hold on, is it always like that? I want to take you to the home of Uncle Bob, a 68-year-old from Boise, Idaho, a hard-working, kind guy who respects his health so much he swore off salt completely. You heard right. Bob said too much salt means a quick death. No salt means a long life. Oh man, he said it with such gusto, face lit up like he'd just watched a health doc from Harvard. But who'd guessed this little fear would lead him to a point where laughing wasn't easy. Soon after, Bob started wasting away, getting weak. He went from lifting his water jug to sitting still, watching his grandkid bring him a glass. Some days, he'd sit quietly under an apple tree, looking like he was resting, but really, he was dizzy, the world spinning, heart beating faint like it's whispering something's missing. And that something. It's not meds or supplements. It's salt, folks. Sounds shocking, right? The thing we're taught to cut might be what we're lacking. Today, I invite you, dear folks, to walk with me, hear a tale full of truth, knowledge, and insight, so we don't fear salt but learn to use it wisely. Sometimes, the enemy we dread might be a true friend we haven't met. Salt sounds so familiar, like a neighbor you see daily, but it's a neighbor that could risk your heart without you knowing. When we sprinkle salt into chili or drizzle it on grilled pork with rice, it's just a seasoning, right? But did you know, inside our bodies, salt, or really, sodium, is a general that can make your heart race, narrow your blood vessels, and push your kidneys to work overtime without a break. Imagine your blood vessels like garden hoses. If you dump too much salt, it holds more water, the hose swells, gets brittle, and might burst any time, just like Uncle Bob's life when he didn't know what salt did to his body. One day, Bob stood by a clear creek, proudly tossing 3 tablespoons of salt into his ramen. "Life needs flavor," he said, laughing out loud. But months later, he sat silent in a hospital, his heart's beat on the monitor slow, like a sad song. The doc said his blood pressure was scarily high, and his kidneys were like a leaky water filter. It's a scene nobody wants. His grandkid's tears fell quietly by his bed. Bob forced a smile, whispering, "Guess that salty ramen was too tasty." That's it, folks. Salt isn't just flavor. It's a force that can spike your pressure, overwork your heart, and push your life to the edge. But wait, it's not about cutting salt out entirely. We need to understand it enough to let it be a friend with boundaries, not a health dictator. Salt isn't evil by nature. It turns dangerous only when we don't know when to stop. If you ask Americans if they eat salty, some grin sheepishly and say, just enough, but can't live without soy sauce. Alright, time for a truth bomb that'll make you drop your spoon. Research from the National Nutrition Institute says Americans eat about 10 grams of salt daily, while the World Health Organization says adults shouldn't go over 5 grams. Yep, we're eating double without realizing. Not from shaking salt, but from hidden salt sneaking into every tasty bite. Think about it. Fried chicken with dipping sauce, half a pack of instant noodles hits nearly 3 grams. Spicy salsas got salt hiding in every scoop, those cheap, tasty barbecue skewers? Sodium's through the roof. Some laugh it off half-stressed, saying, "Guess I can't eat anything." It's funny till it's sad, because behind those flavors are diabetes, hypertension, and kidney disease creeping in. We see neighbors on dialysis 3 times a week, yet some still dip fries in ketchup every meal. It hurts, a quiet pain like the hospital's silence, only broken by the beeping blood pressure monitor. But this isn't to scare you, it's to wake you up, to show habits aren't always safe, and change doesn't mean ditching flavor, just choosing smarter and knowing limits. Life's true taste isn't in salty soup, but in rising each day to eat with those we love. Everyone knows Uncle Bob, the 68-year-old from a small Boise orchard house. Tall, thin, kind, hard-working, never sick, till one day he decided to change his life. After binging on health shows and reading wellness books, Bob vowed to quit salt cold turkey, fearing kidney disease, high pressure, and heart failure. "Life's short, don't let salt make it shorter," he said, smiling confidently. From then on, his meals had no soy sauce, no seasoning, just boiled or steamed stuff. His grandkids teased, "Grandpa's food is for monks or robots." Every meal was a test of grit, sometimes funny, sometimes tough, But Bob endured, thinking this was the path to health. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Months passed, but instead of feeling vibrant, something went wrong. Bob complained of no energy, tired after a short walk. Some days, he'd black out sitting still. Others, he'd feel dizzy like on a boat. At first, folks thought it was age, but one scorching noon, back from the orchard, Bob staggered. His grandkid rushed him to the hospital, sirens still echoing in her head. The doc, face worried, checked his blood and said, "Sodium's dangerously low." A bit later, he could have seized or passed out for good. The hospital room was icy, but her heart burned, tears falling, unaware. Bob, who tried so hard to stay healthy, got sick from overdoing it. This isn't just sad, it's a lesson that balance beats extremes, even with things that seem healthy. Our bodies don't want torture for strength, they just want us to listen more than control. When we hear sodium, we think salt, chili's kick, or beef jerky's tang, but few know sodium's a silent soldier keeping our bodies balance. When it's gone, everything crumbles. The day Bob collapsed at his doorstep, his grandkid's knees buckled beside him. She'd never seen her grandpa so cold, breathing slowly, mumbling nonsense. It was like time dimmed, her heart paused. Boise General took Bob in fast. The blood test the doc handed over was colder than the AC. His sodium's critically low, danger zone. "We're giving saline now." Sounds simple, lack salt, add salt, done. But in our bodies, sodium's not just taste. It's a cellular signal, controlling water movement, brain function, and sending pulses for steady heartbeats. When blood sodium drops too low, water floods brain cells, causing swelling, seizures, coma, or even heart stoppage. Bob survived because he got there in time, but it was like surviving a hidden war. He lay still for days, no words, no smiles, until his grandkid whispered, "Grandpa, I'll let you add half a spoonful of soy sauce to the soup now." That's when his lips twitched up faintly. It sounds scary, but it's ordinary, something any home could face without knowing balance. Going too bland can make your body fight itself. Our body's a daily battlefield, and sodium's the quiet peacemaker we never notice. When it senses low sodium, it doesn't sit idle like a kid on Friday at 5 p.m. It sounds alarms, hits emergency buttons, and orders systems to save every salt speck. The kidneys aren't just waste filters. They're genius systems balancing water, salt, and pressure. Sensing low sodium, they release renin, triggering a chemical domino, renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, RAAS. It's like a government during a flood, barking urgent orders. Don't let salt escape in urine. Squeeze vessels tighter, pump pressure up. No rest, hoard salt now. Bob, eating plain oatmeal thrice daily, had no clue his kidneys were on unpaid overtime, like workers sorting goods day and night. Eventually, they got hurt. The doc said Bob's kidneys showed chronic inflammation. His grandkid trembled, tears welling, because what made Bob sick wasn't too much salt but trying to banish it entirely. It's sad, something we think is good, without real knowledge, can become a noose we tie ourselves in. But there's light here. The doc taught Bob he didn't need to quit salt, just use it mindfully, listening to his body like a loved one's heart. Kidneys aren't machines. They have their soul, wanting us to treat them kindly as they've done for us daily. For years, we've been told to cut salt, soy sauce, and ketchup. Some go all in, ditching all seasoning till soup's like dishwater. But today, let's talk straight. Global research is jaw-dropping. Eating too salt risks disease, but too little does, too. Studies in the European Heart Journal and JAMA tracked thousands worldwide, finding those with too low sodium had higher death and heart failure rates. Why? Our body hates extremes. It craves balance. Strip too much sodium, and it reacts like its breath stolen. Stress spikes, vessels constrict, heart races, kidneys overwork. Bob once boasted, "No salt, no death," but lying in ICU with saline in his arm, his grandkid whispered, "Grandpa, maybe half a spoonful of soy sauce is worth more than we thought." It's sad yet warm, a lesson in loving food, not by cutting everything, but by choosing the right amount. We're not born to live bland or drown in salt. Life's goodness isn't fearing nutrients but understanding and using them, like biking across a wooden bridge over a field. Stay balanced, don't lean too far. 4 golden rules to eat salty smart. In a world full of salt warnings, many swing to the other extreme, eating bland like sipping air, soup tasteless, rice plain. But trust me, your body doesn't want that. Let's talk 4 golden rules to eat salty foods wisely. No suffering flavorless food or risking diseases from overdoing it. Rule 1. Fear hidden salt, not table salt. The biggest harm isn't salt in your stew but lurking in processed foods, ramen, hot dogs, canned soup. They look tasty, harmless, but inside, sodium's overflowing, making your body weep silently. Some skip a pinch of soy sauce but scarf instant noodles nightly. Who can handle that? Rule 2. Use natural flavors to cut salt. The trick? Swap salt with tang. Squeeze lemon into chili. Add orange to salads instead of MSG. Aromas from thyme, basil, or mint make dishes sing, forgetting salt. Spice from peppers, garlic, ginger, or cumin wakes your body without piling on sodium. Rule 3. Hear your body, not just the internet. If you wake up dizzy, weak, with muscle cramps or fatigue for no reason, your body's yelling, "Hey, I need salt." Don't get swept by health trends and ignore your inner voice. True health comes from you, not articles. Rule 4. Replenish salt when you sweat. After workouts, gardening, or diarrhea, don't just chug water, it dilutes sodium more. Add a touch of homemade saline. 1 liter water, half a teaspoon salt, 2 tablespoons sugar, a splash of lemon juice. Sip slowly. Life's refreshed like rain after heat. These rules won't make your food Michelin-starred, but they'll keep you off hospital saline. Sometimes, a half spoon of soy sauce is worth more than dogma telling us to cut everything. The greatest things aren't in fancy bottles or TV ads, but hide in your kitchen's cozy corner. Today, we'll meet a magic potion needing no spells or cash, but able to revive you after a sweltering day, sweat pouring, or a tiring garden session. It's homemade electrolyte water Uncle Bob swears by, saying, "If I'd known this before the hospital, I wouldn't have needed that for." Simple recipe. Big power. 1 liter cooled boiled water, half a teaspoon plain salt, no iodine needed. 2 tablespoons white sugar or pure honey. 2 tablespoons fresh lemon or orange juice. Mix salt and sugar in water till clear. Add citrus. Taste. It's lightly sweet, tangy, salty. Sip it slowly after exercise, hard work, or when dizzy, shaky, or tired for no reason. Kids can drink it, elders too, especially those losing fluids fast. But if you've got high pressure, kidney issues, or diabetes, check with your doc first. This simple mix holds life's spark, turning weak days bright. Sometimes, a heartfelt potion revives body and soul together. There was a time Bob loathed salt to his core, seeing it as a kitchen demon that could steal his life for a bit of taste. He swore it was his life's ruin and banned every grain, every spoon. But after a crisis that nearly took his breath, Bob smiles today, saying, "We just never understood it." Many thought like him, salt's the villain. But now we know salt's never wrong, our ways with it are. Too much hurts, too little breaks us. Our body doesn't want extremes, it wants just right. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Salt's not just taste, it's mom's stew, grandma's salsa, laughter around the dinner table, rainy days, and eating soup with loved ones. Who says good food's gotta be bland? Who says health means cutting all? Good food makes you smile, eating and dreaming of it. Health's not just lab numbers but feeling fresh at dawn, a grandkid's hug after dinner, a heart still beating steadily because we understand ourselves enough. Bob's story isn't just about salt, it's about balance. Your body's not a war zone, it's a garden needing love and care. Don't fear salt, learn to live with it knowingly. When we know something deeply, we don't judge it by fear but live with it in understanding. That's what salt deserves. Not paranoia but use with measure to serve our bodies fully. From the start, we've talked about salt fears, warnings to reduce, avoid, banish it blindly. Through Bob's tale, we see that cutting salt without knowledge can harm the body. We learn sodium's not the foe but a vital balancer for life, how kidneys work, the RAAS system, dangers of low sodium, body's warning signs, and a simple homemade electrolyte trick. All this isn't to push salty or bland, but to say life needs balance. You're the only one who knows what's just right for you. Well, folks, we've taken quite a journey through Uncle Bob's story, unraveling the truth about salt and discovering the power of balance in our lives. From fearing salt as the silent killer to embracing it as a vital part of our health when used wisely, we've learned that it's not about extremes but finding that sweet spot where our bodies thrive. So, I want to hear from you. What's one key lesson you've taken away from this story? Maybe it's listening to your body's signals, using natural flavors to cut back on salt, or trying that homemade electrolyte recipe. Drop a comment below and share one thing you've learned and plan to put into practice in your life. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support keeps these stories coming, so let's keep the conversation going and spread the word about living smarter and healthier together.